it started. Let's get it started in here.
Hiya, pal! Yo, what is up there, guys? Ed the Wiz back at it again for another video right over here. And of course, what we have is some more Kingdom Hearts 3 news. Oh my god, there is just so much news out there. I'm trying to do the best as I can with getting all of it out here. But as of right now, what we're going to be talking about is the Toy Story world itself, the details, and how the Kingdom Hearts storyline fits into it right here, right now. So let's get right to it. Okay, so Tetsuya Nomura again got interviewed, and here's what he had to say. Nomura called the movie Toy Story iconic, as it has made a strong mark on the world of CG. He says that he's longed for Toy Story to be in Kingdom Hearts series ever since Kingdom Hearts 2, and this is true for a fact because we have seen models of Woody and Buzz before in the past, but for whatever reason they just never made it into the game. And he feels Sora coming face to face with Buzz and Woody in his toy form is something he's excited for and have always imagined in his head. And here's a quote by Nomura: "Just looking at the trailer, I feel Sora really fits in and matched well with that world, and it's something I always personally wanted to see, that imagine of Buzz and Woody coming face to face with Sora in toy form. I had been imagining that in my head, and to be able to execute that into the game is something I'm really excited for, and I'm hoping fans feel the same way." Oh my god, you don't understand. People are super excited for this game. If you go ahead and look at the Kingdom Hearts YouTube channel, boom, the trailer has over 2 million views already, so kudos to you, Square Enix, for making this happen. So if we go ahead and continue on right over here, he also stated that Toy Story's inclusion process was different than other Kingdom Hearts worlds. Most of the time, the world follows the plot of the movie it's based off, and Sora and company are pitted right into the adventure, but Pixar requested that they wanted the Toy Story world for Kingdom Hearts 3 to have an entirely new story that's not based off an existing film. View a quote by Nomura below. "Pixar preferred for us to not follow the film directly," they said. "Please create something original to Kingdom Hearts, so we did not draw any impersonation from the film. It's completely original and exclusive to Kingdom Hearts, so you can almost say it's a sequel of some sorts." Now, why don't we go ahead and talk about this real quick. So as we know, Square Enix and Disney, they have a pretty good relationship, but sometimes Disney can be kind of a pain in the butt when it comes to things. As you may recall from that game, Disney Infinity, they allowed all the Disney characters to interact with each other. However, though, when it came to the story mode, like, you know, you could not add Woody in The Force Awakens because Disney wasn't really too comfortable about having characters go into other properties. So what they did was, of course, they created the toy box so they can go ahead and mix and match stuff. And seeing as how this is the first Pixar world, I can kind of see why Pixar isn't really too crazy about them messing with their story a little bit too much. So that's probably why they had to go and create their own story, which, you know, I'm personally okay with because, hey, that's a brand new story, some creative freedom, we could do a whole bunch of cool new things. So boom, there we go. So why don't we go ahead and continue reading on over here. Nomura also noted that his team and him considered all the movies in the Toy Story series and decided that the plot of Toy Story World in Kingdom Hearts 3 will take place sometime after Toy Story 2. He also mentioned that he worked very close with Pixar to get their approval on the new story and that there were many rounds of review. Check out the quote below by Nomura. "We placed the narrative in Kingdom Hearts someplace after Kingdom Hearts 2. So many rounds of review, I couldn't believe how many back and forths I had." Now, like I said before, this is the first Pixar world that they ever had to do, so I imagine Pixar was really up their tail. But why don't we go ahead and talk about this real quick? Okay, so this is going to be taking place sometimes after Toy Story 2, and I kind of figured, because if you paid attention to Woody, you will note that on his arm he does have the stitching, because we all know, spoiler alert, in Toy Story 2, Woody had his arm ripped off, but Andy went ahead and fixed that. So boom, Tetsuya Nomura gets another point for paying attention to detail with the stitches. And you know, this kind of has me thinking, because from the cutscene that we've seen, you know, we've seen Woody, we've seen Buzz, we've seen Rex, we've seen the pig, but we're kind of missing some characters. I don't see Mr. Potato Head, I don't see Slinky, I don't see Jessie, I don't see Bullseye, but thanks to the trailer, Woody was saying that, you know, some of our friends are missing, so perhaps those are the characters that we are going to go ahead and rescue. And seeing as how it's based off Toy Story 2, you know, I'm going to assume that Jessie and Bullseye are going to be in this, so that's pretty cool. I cannot wait to see Jessie and Bullseye and Mr. Potato Head and Slinky. I hope they didn't forget about those guys, but why don't we go ahead and continue on. What you can expect from the new Galaxy Toys location was explained by Nomura as well. He says Galaxy Toys will be the primary stage of the Toy Story world where a lot of the action will take place. Nomura also mentions that there will be multiple floors and each section will have its own personality. He says the narrative in the world is searching for Andy, who's gone missing, and finding out what Organization 13 is doing in that world. A quote by Nomura can be viewed: "Galaxy Toys is going to be your primary stage where a lot of the action is going to be taking place, is going to be happening in this world. Because Sora, Donald, and Goofy are toys and very small, the playing field is going to feel very large. We also have multiple floors, and each section has its own personality, so to speak. Sora will be looking for members of Organization 13 in the Toy Story." As we can already tell from the trailer alone, yeah, this world is going to be big, exploring Andy's room, going outside. I'm wondering if we're going to be able to walk all the way to Galaxy Toys, because oh my god, if we are, oh my god, this game is going to be so awesome. And if we go ahead and continue, Nomura was hesitant on saying how many hours it would take to complete this world because your time can vary depending on how you navigate it. It also mentioned by Nomura that instead of there being many smaller worlds, they're allocating a lot of their resources into making rich gameplay in individual worlds so the player doesn't just breeze through it. He also used the example of the Gigas mechs shown in the trailer to show how the team is putting fun extra things into the world. Check out the quote below. "Rather than having multiple different little worlds, we wanted to make sure we're providing rich gameplay in an individual world, so we put in a lot of effort and allocated a lot of resources to create these worlds, and it would be sad for players to not to enjoy the world and breeze right through it. Therefore, we made sure that each of the worlds is designed so players can take their time and enjoy the gameplay that's available." And if we go ahead and read, "You saw some of the mechs in the middle of the trailer, and you don't necessarily have to board them in order to fight the enemies in that area. But I mean mechs, you can ride a mech, you want to ride it, right?" And outside the interview, there was another quote by Tetsuya Nomura saying, "While it is not shown in the trailer at the start, Sora is mistaken for a character in the latest game to be released in this world." So I'm wondering, that's pretty interesting, are they doing some fourth breaking wall over here? Is Andy going to be purchasing a copy of Kingdom Hearts? Oh my god, that would be so funny. And another quote that Tetsuya Nomura had: "In terms of Toy Story's timeline, it takes place after the events of the second film. It doesn't take place in a parallel world, but think of it as Kingdom Hearts 3 happening as being part of the Toy Story timeline." So boom, it's kind of safe to say that Kingdom Hearts is canon with Toy Story. Oh my god, I hope for Toy Story 4 they do a little reference to Sora, Goofy, and Donald. So guys, that's basically it for the interview over here. A lot of cool things right over here that has me very excited. We're getting a brand new story. It is taking place after the events of Toy Story 2, and it's technically kind of canon to the actual Toy Story film. So guys, what I want to know in the comment section below is, what do you think? Are you excited that it's taking place after the Toy Story 2 film? Do you think we're going to see Jessie and Bullseye? Leave all your comments in the comment section below, and if you like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up, as that really helps me out. And until next time guys, I'm going to go ahead and say bye pal, we'll see ya real soon.